Hey everyone, it is Micah Jenkins, Black Status presenter with Younique, and I have Jordan and Jennifer on this webinar with me. We are talking sponsoring. Sponsoring 101. This is going to be a short call. It's going to be a power call. It's going to be jam-packed with tons of great information. So grab a pen and paper and get ready to take some notes. So Jennifer is going to get us started.
Hey guys, Jennifer Thomas. First I want to talk to y'all about why sponsor. The biggest reason, to build a team, right? But why do you want to build a team? Well, you only have so many hours in a day, and you're never going to build a huge residual income all based upon yourself. That's not the way that the comp plan is built. That's not the way that really any wealthy people in society have built their businesses. You build a team, okay? So if you want that residual income, you want, to take a vacation for a week and know that you're still going to be making money, you better start building a team. And I did, just for fun, a calculation to see how much of my income in November was, like what percentage of my income was based on my own personal sales. 2%. 2%. That's crazy. So building a team is huge. Let's talk about how sponsoring is everything that you do. Branding is the biggest part of sponsoring. If people don't believe you believe in your product, if people don't believe that you love your job, if people don't even know you sell because you're not posting and you're not talking to moms when you're going to your mom's group or your Bible study, nobody's going to buy from you. And if nobody's buying from you, you're not sponsoring anybody. You're not believable. So I'm going to talk more about that. Consistently adding Facebook friends. That's the biggest thing that you can do for your business. Every single day, you want to be consistently adding Facebook friends. Growing your network of people. Because if you are consistently posting, you're going to eventually have messaged everybody on your Facebook friends list. You're going to eventually have exhausted those friends. Unless you keep growing your network, okay? So here are some ways that I grow my network, and this is how I sponsor. The majority of the way I have sponsored. One, in person. I take my daughter to her dance. I take her to her gymnastics, her soccer game. I don't just sit there and stay to myself. I don't just maybe I'll flip through a Younique catalog if I was going to not talk to anybody. So they would ask questions about it, and that happens all the time. Maybe I would put my mascara on if it was like a morning time thing. I've done that. So you want to do things that provoke them to ask you questions when you're around other people in a setting like that, especially other moms. So kids activities, Bible study, church, you go to a birthday party. You can't just stay in your shell. I'm not an overly outgoing person either, but I don't stay in my shell. I go talk to people, figure out what their name is. I ask them questions about themselves. I network. I find out, and I don't talk to them about Younique necessarily. I talk to them about their kids. I ask questions about what they do. Sometimes that leads into a question about what I do, and then I'll tell them about Younique. But I'm not bashing people I meet over the head with it. But what I'm doing is when I get home, I'm going and adding them as a Facebook friend. So maybe she said her name is Brandy. I don't know her last name. But I'm going to go to the mom of the birthday party that I went to, and I'm going to figure out who that Brandy girl was. I'm going to get her on my friends list. So every single day, I'm adding friends that way. You can go look on meetup.com. Those are networking groups, and there are networking events. Maybe there's a women's networking meetup in your area. That would be something amazing to go to. A lot of times they'll only allow one person from each groups, like one makeup person, or maybe they'll have one Younique, one Mary Kay, one essential oils, etc. So look on meetup.com and don't just find networking groups. Like if you have, a dog that you love, like say you love Dachshunds, right? Go on there and look at Dachshund lovers. It sounds crazy, but it works. Network with other people that have like-minded interests with you in person. And then most important part, getting them added to your Facebook. Moms groups or MOPS, M-O-P-S, if they're in your town, and usually they are unless you live in a teeny tiny town like me. So you're going to add those people as friends. Anytime you're in person with people, you're going to get them on your friends list. I don't care how awkward you feel about it, you're going to get them on your friends list. interest groups on Facebook. Tons of them, and they don't need to be about makeup. Don't go in makeup groups and start spamming Younique. Go to weight loss groups or recipe exchange groups. There's all kinds of crazy groups like Star Wars fanatics groups. Anything that you're interested in, knitting, those types of things, boy moms, moms of twins, things that you're interested in. Search for those groups on Facebook. That has been the biggest way that I've built my business. And for me, it was little girls' clothing, and it was resale groups of those. There are lots of different clothing like lines that I buy for her, but you can go to those resale groups and make friends with the other moms. And any group that you get in, start interacting. Don't just go in a group and start friend requesting people. You need to interact with them. You need to think of questions you can ask in the group. When other people ask questions or make a comment, you want to like the post, you want to interact on it. Start building a relationship that way, and then start friend requesting people from there. And say for me, for example, I might have sold a dress to someone from my little girl's stash, and then I'm going to friend that person, and then she's going to start seeing my posts. So get in those interest groups, and then the biggest part of what I'm going to talk about is let your Facebook wall do its job. You have to post 3 to 5 times every single day, and it has to be a mixture. It can't be all business. If you post about mascara 5 times a day, nobody wants to see it. They're going to unfriend you or they're going to unfollow you. What you need to do is at least 2 personal posts to every 1 business post that you make. You might be thinking to yourself, this doesn't have a lot to do with recruiting. It has everything to do with recruiting. I'll say 75% of my personally enrolled 65 people have come to me after seeing my Facebook posts because I'm consistent, and from day 1, almost 2 years ago, I've always been posting. So lifestyle posts, show them why would they want to be a Younique presenter. Take a picture of your kids and hashtag work from home mommy, or show the nice dinner that you got to go out to with your Younique card. Maybe you bought a new computer. Show what it's doing for your life so that people will become interested in it. Make your life look fun. Let people see what Younique has done for you. Product posts. You still need to put product posts and videos, especially videos, on your personal wall. You can't be afraid to do that. That's part of branding yourself. You just don't want to do only that. You want to make sure you have personal stuff in there. Use quotes. Make it entertaining. Share recipes. Anything that you would comment on, that's what you need to be thinking about. Because if they're interacting with you, you're going to be in their news feed. And it sounds simple, and because it is simple. And if you do that, if you brand yourself well and you create relationship with people, there will be those people that will come to you. And you can start conversations with them in other ways. And Micah and Jordan are both going to give specific examples on verbiage that you can use. So I think I'm turning it over to Jordan. Are you there?
Okay, awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm so excited. My name's Jordan Philbeck, and I'm really passionate about sponsoring because I feel like this is the part of your business where you change other people's lives, and I really mean that. So I want to share some things that have worked for me. Sponsoring for me has come from building relationships with people and truly caring about sharing the products, the sisterhood, and the mission of the company. So with that, I have learned over the last 1.5 years that people buy you. They do not buy the product at the beginning. They don't buy it because you posted a mascara picture. They buy because it's you. They buy because you are somebody that they respect. They are following what you've done. They're seeing your consistency, and they're watching and they're impressed by your way of sharing the products. So I really mean that. The people that bought from me from the very beginning are not people that just really needed a new mascara. They are people that saw that I was consistent, that I kept doing it. You fake it till you make it mentality, posting on my personal page, posting in my VIP group, and just kept going day in and day out. So my consistency and my relationship building is really what brought my first customers and then gave me the opportunity to follow up and build a team. So here's kind of how I do it. Whenever I have somebody that buys from me, my sponsoring is it's a byproduct of that product. So what I mean is somebody buys a product from me. It might be a friend, it might be somebody in a party, but that's a one-time sale, okay? So you don't ever want a one-time sale. You want a repeat customer, or you want to find somebody to join your team. So I follow up very effectively. If I could give you 3 things that I'm most passionate about, it would be following up and building those customer relationships. And so I want to share how I do that. What I do is when somebody buys from me, I immediately thank them. If it's in a party, I publicly do it in that party, and I tag the hostess and the person that bought. If it's somebody that bought from me in a VIP group, then I send them, in my VIP group, I send them a message, and I just let them know how much I appreciate them. And something I have done differently now that I did not do the first year was I'm voice messaging. And here's my thought on that. When somebody buys from me and I voice message them, they're getting thanked, so they feel appreciated. Secondly, they're getting to hear my voice, which when you hear somebody's voice or see somebody in person, you're able to relate to them on a different level. And they're able to hear my excitement. So when I follow up immediately to thank them, I literally myself, it is more a message like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for buying. You're going to love the product. I'm going to send you some tips and tricks on how to apply and a video. So they hear my voice immediately. Within 2 days, I'm then sending a message to follow up and give them those tips and tricks. So if it's the mascara, I'm sending them the tips and tricks that work for me. And it's wording that I've come up with where they can hear and feel the relationship building between the two of us. So it's not a blanket message that somebody gave me. It's something I've come up with so they can learn how I talk and how I write. And I think that personalizing your business in this follow-up method is very important. And also the video that I send them is a video of myself. It's not someone else. There may be somebody that does a better video, but if they see me again, I'm in front of them yet again, one more time. Okay, so then the next thing I do is I follow up 10 days later. So I give them the opportunity to get the product in hand and then maybe try it a couple of times. I don't want to follow up too quick because then they'll tell me, oh, I haven't gotten it. You might get some frustration that way. So I always wait at least 10 days to follow up again. So I follow up at the 10-day mark and I ask them, hey, and it's super, super short and it's a question. And I always just say, hey, are you loving the mascara or whatever product it is that they bought? And I give them an opportunity to write me back. Most of the time when I send a question, and you can voice message that question too. This follow-up is usually, I just write it out. Usually they're going to write you back. And most of the time they love the product. And when they do love the product, then that is when I offer the opportunity. So I used to offer the party initially, but now I offer the opportunity for the discount. I just and I'll voice message this. So I voice message them back and I say, something along, depending on who the person is. If it's family, friends, or someone I really know, then it's different than somebody that I don't know. But I will offer the opportunity. And I'll say, I'm so excited that you love the product. It's amazing. I just want to share with you that you could get a discount on your own makeup. And I kind of go into maybe a 20-second spiel of why it would be great for them. Not for me, for them. I do not give any details like, oh, it's only $99. I don't do any of that. It is just, hey, would you like to get your products at a discount? So then sometimes they write back, yes, send me some information. So then I ask them for their email. Then I'll email them some basic information on the opportunity. And if they write back and say, no, I'm not interested, I'm too busy, then I say, no problem, I just wanted to share that with you. And then I'll get personal. I'll say something like, I can't wait for you to try the other products. You'll love them. My favorite is the cream shadow. If you would ever like any samples, let me know. So that is the second part of how I feel that I've grown my business the most. So I'm building the relationships, and then secondly, I'm offering samples. Samples are huge. When you get to a point in your business where you can be offering samples quite often, it's truly going to help you. It is worth the investment. And a lot of times people do want samples. A lot of times they won't write back. It just depends. But it's something that I always do. I offer samples for anyone that really wants them, and I always offer samples for anyone that hosts for me. And so then depending on how that conversation goes, Then I make sure they're in my VIP group. So having them in my VIP group is really important because this is where they're able to watch me and not feel that I'm selling them on anything. So they're just watching what I'm doing day in and day out. And for those of you that aren't in my VIP group, I post 1 to 2 times a day, and I never use the word buy from me. I do not post my website. I am not salesy. It is more about me sharing what I personally love. So I might take a picture of myself showing the cream shadow that I'm wearing that day. I might show a new pair of shoes that I got in the mail, and I'm matching it with my sultry lip stain, whatever it might be. So it's a very non-salesy, blog-like experience is what I'm trying to create for them. And in that comes the relationship. So they're getting to see what I do. They're seeing my videos. And then at the 1 month mark, I like to follow up again. Okay, so I keep this very organized in a file folder. And at the 1 month mark, I follow up and I let them know about new products. Not a sales push again, not asking them to buy. I just share about, oh, I had a new cream shadow come out, wanted to share with you, and I'll send them a picture. It might be about the monthly kudos, something like that. Okay, so then at the 2 month mark, I do the same thing. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing at the 1 and 2 mark. I'm letting them know about a special, letting them know about a new product, something to that effect. So now I've kind of built this rapport with this relationship, a rapport with this person and building a relationship. So customer relationships are huge in the sponsoring arena. So with sponsoring, I want you to know that a lot of people that have told me no, it doesn't really mean no. That's the great thing. So for example, I had someone join my team this past month, and she told me no for about a year, and it was not because she just wanted to tell me no. It just wasn't the right time for her. And that really taught me a lot personally. People will watch you, and when it's time for them, if you have offered the opportunity, stay a good Facebook friend, meaning liking and commenting on their things, get them in your VIP group if you have one, or stay consistent on following up. You never know what might come of that. Just because somebody can't right now does not mean forever. And Jen touched on personal page posting. That's been a big thing for me, posting non-salesy there, showing how it affects my life. The voice messaging for me, again, that builds rapport and trust with your customers. And then they just learn to believe you and follow you. And when you message them, it's not salesy because they've seen you so much. Let's see. Okay, so this is the other thing. A lot of times people have told me on my team, okay, I get so nervous, I don't know what to say, I'm so salesy, I word vomit, I'm just not good at recruiting, I just can't do it. Okay, so here's the way I look at it. When I'm asking someone, lots of times, yes, it's online, so they can't feel your nerves or anything like that, but when it's in person, it's a little bit different. I've just learned to take the why not mentality. Okay, so what I mean by that is stop trying to sell somebody. You have to get that out of your mind. And you have to remember that you are sharing an amazing opportunity. And that opportunity is different for every person. It may be the opportunity to simply save money on their products. It may be the opportunity to truly financially change their life. It may be the opportunity for them to have something for themselves because they're a mom. That it's always different, and you have to evaluate who you're talking to and decide why it would be good for them, and that will give you the opportunity to approach them the right way. So I want you to really think about that. I want you to take the why not mentality. Why not share it? Why not show them why it would be good for them? And I always think about it this way. If it were my best friend and I was sharing the opportunity with her, I would simply say something like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. You love the makeup. I'm signing you up because you'll get a discount on your products. No downside, and she'd probably say yes. So if you think about it that way, that you are sharing something too good to be true type thing, it's not salesy, and you're not going to say, you've got to do it because, and here's why. It's got to be simple, it's got to be short, and it's got to be about them, why it's good for them. So evaluate who you're talking to, and if you have to, make notes. Look at their Facebook, see what they're into, see that maybe they're a mom and they don't really get to do much for themselves, or see that they really love makeup and post a lot of pictures. Evaluate who you're going to talk to before you do it. Okay, so those are my tips. Build relationships. Talk. Think about what you're going to do before you do it. Really follow up with people. And the other thing I always do is think about Nordstrom. If I buy something from Nordstrom, I get a follow-up email. They keep me in the loop. Companies and people that really build, they do that. They want customers to come back to them. So think about it that way. Okay, I'm going to pass over to Micah. Micah, are you there?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I have a whole page of notes, and some of this is, Jordan and Jennifer mentioned, but I'm going to go through it again because all of this here, I just want to make sure it sinks in and you get it all. Okay, so everyone has a different method of recruiting, and if you asked all the leaders in our company how they recruit, you would probably get a whole bunch of different answers. But when it comes down to it, a lot of us follow the same type of method. So the notes I have here for you is what has worked for me for the past year and a half. So I'm sharing that. That's not to say this is the only way to recruit or that is the best way. It's just what I've done. Now, I also want to say that sometimes you have to change it up. I love attraction marketing, which Jennifer and Jordan both talked about, but the last couple weeks, as many people haven't come to me and ask. So it's time to change it up, and I'm going to start reaching out to people again. You change, every few months. Like I said, just change it up. Your business is changing daily, monthly, and you got to keep up with it. So if something's not working, try something else. So first off, when we talk about recruiting and when we're messaging people, I want you to repeat this 3 times. Less is more, okay? Do not word vomit on your possible recruits. Don't do it. If you type up a message to them and it's longer than a paragraph or you have to scroll to read it, delete it and start over, okay? Do not word vomit. That is the biggest mistake most presenters make. You're giving too much information at the beginning. We'll get to all the great information. You can tell everyone Derek's story and how amazing our CEOs are and the history of Unique and why we do Unique, but we're not going to do it in the beginning. Once they join, they can learn those things, okay? So no word vomiting, less is more. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on how to approach people. Jordan gave a great tip on how she does her follow-up, and I do pretty much that exact same thing. But if it's been a while and you're following up with them later, use the 3 C's. This is the method that I have used the most. I love this method, and it's probably because in the very first sentence you get to admit that you're crazy. So I think if you say it first, it just makes you feel a little bit better. So the 3 C's are crazy, compliment, confidence. Okay? So you're going to say something like, hey Jordan, I know you love your mascara, and you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but your lashes are amazing, and I know you would rock at this business. Can we take a few minutes and chat about the opportunity? And even like Jordan said, you can offer, you might as well be getting a discount. Just find the wording that you like, and for each person it may be different. So crazy, compliment, confidence. Admit you're crazy. Okay, we can all do it. We're all crazy, Compliment, it has to be genuine. It can't be salesy. It can't be fake. Maybe they're not posting pictures of their mascara, or maybe they haven't tried the products yet, but they have a huge network and they are doing attraction marketing and they don't even know it. People are drawn to their page because they're really positive, or they post a lot about their kids. They have a big following. You could use that. Hey girl, this may sound crazy, but your Facebook page just draws me to it, and you have this spark about you, and I know you would be an amazing Unique presenter. Have you ever thought about joining? So know who you're talking to and be genuine about it. And also use, how do I say that? Show that you believe in them. So the third word is confidence. And that is, tell them that they would be good at this. When you believe in someone, they believe in themselves. So make sure you always do all 3 C's, crazy, compliment, confidence. Now, once you have put that out there and they have responded, then what do? This is when most people word vomit. And they start saying, oh, well, it's $99 to join, and these are the things you get, and this is what it looks like, and Derek, oh my gosh, he's just so amazing, and he cries when he tells a story, and I just love him, and you only have to sell $125 in 3 months. Oh my goodness. Don't do that, okay? Don't do it. Just delete, delete, delete. Here is what I do, and once again, everyone's wording is a little bit different, but this is what works for me. I share my favorite facts about Younique. So if it's someone who's been watching me for a while and they know we're online, you know, they've been a customer, I'll just say something like, well, as you know, I work my business online. We have no auto ships, no monthly fees, no stock to carry. Now, that's not to say you can't carry stock or have home parties. And my favorite part is that we're paid 3.5 hours after each sale we make, including our own purchases. That's it. That's like 2.5 sentences. And then I'll follow up immediately and say, I don't want to overwhelm you with a whole bunch of information. What questions do you have? And then you're putting the ball in their court. They can ask you questions, and that's how you get the conversation going. They might ask you, well, how much does it cost? And then that's when you send that pretty picture of the presenter's kit. Okay? Show it to them. Don't just say it's $99. Show them a picture. You know, let them see this amazing kit they're going to get. It's $99 for X amount of makeup, and you have a free website. You get $25 every year on your birthday in YCash. That's free products for you to use. You get a discount as long as you stay active. So let them lead with the questions, okay? No word vomiting. Now, another way to approach this, and this is something that I don't do. I actually just heard about this in the last couple months, but I love it, and it is something I will do in the future, and it is if I would you. And you approach the person with the 3 C's or whatever way you approach them about joining, and then you ask them, if I sent you a video, would you watch it? And they're going to reply yes, or they may say no, and that's fine. But when they say yes, you're going to say, well, when do you have time to watch it? And they may reply with, well, I can watch it right now, or well, I can watch it later or tomorrow morning. And then you're going to send them the video. Now, this video is a opportunity video. You may not have your own, so maybe your sponsor has a video you can use. There is a video I really, really like, and it shows the old mascara. We need to get that updated, and I'm going to request that. But it is the top 5 reasons to join Younique. Melanie and Derek did it last year. It is a fabulous recruiting tool. Whitney Husband has a video. If y'all haven't seen it, it's the one Eric Worre did. It is not salesy at all. In fact, I don't even think it mentions Younique, but it tells her journey, her story. These are the things that people want to see. Why it's important to them. She was she wasn't a stay-at-home mom. She was a college graduate who couldn't get a good paying job, so she turned to direct sales. So then you follow up with them. If they said, you know, it's going to be tomorrow morning, so then the next day you ask them, hey, did you have time to watch that video? What was your favorite part? So then they're going to answer you. Don't just ask if they watched it, because they're going to say yes or no. You want to ask them a question that they have to answer. So what was your favorite part? And they may say, man, I really love that you get paid 3.5 hours later. Or, man, I'm so impressed that Whitney has made a full-time career. Whatever it may be, then you're going to respond back. And that's going to get the questions rolling. You've not been salesy. You're just talking about the opportunity. You're sharing how much you love it. So that's the way you approach those people. Like Jordan said, and I'm going to say it again, you're going to get ignored, and people are going to tell you no. No does not mean no forever. I was a no. I told my sponsor no. And then like a week later, I was like, okay, I need this in my life. Now, some people are going to be a no for a long time. I always use this as an example of my sister-in-law. She watched me for 1.5 years. And this is my sister-in-law, you guys. She knows me. She knows I'm not a scammer. She knows this is legit. She knew I love the makeup. But she still watched me for 1.5 years because the timing wasn't right for her. She wasn't ready. So I didn't, you know, spam her every other week saying, join my team, please join my team. She watched me. She saw my success. She saw how much fun I was having and all the friends that I was making. And then she came to me when she was ready. So just remember, no isn't no forever. You're going to hear no a bunch, and you will be ignored. You just have to keep on trucking. Now, when you hear no, you don't just X off the screen and never reply. Okay? If they just say no, you can just thank them for their time, wish them a happy new year, whatever. But if they come back with an excuse, for example, girl, I'm so busy. I have got 2 kids, and they just run me ragged. You are going to reply with something, a way you can relate and overcome the excuse they gave them. So if they said something like that, it's like, ding, 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 hey, y'all, I have 2 kids. They run me ragged. So how can I relate to her? I would say something like, oh, my goodness, I completely understand. My kids are 2 and 5, and they are crazy. And Jackson is potty training right now, so we're in the bathroom like every 15 minutes. I totally understand, but you know what? We work our business online, and when I found that out, I knew that I could pick up my phone a couple times throughout the day and post on my page or post in parties. So see what I did here? Rather than just saying, okay, see you later, I told her how I related to her, and we overcame that excuse she gave me. Now, you won't always relate to everything that's said. So if you can't relate, don't lie. You can use other people as an example. I'm going to use my sister-in-law again. Hopefully she doesn't mind. So if someone came at me and said, gosh, I work full-time, and I just don't know that I can fit that in my schedule, I would say something like, my sister-in-law just joined the company a couple of months ago, and she works full-time too, and she has 3 kids, but she is loving that she can just pick up her phone and post on the go while she's taking her kids to softball or gymnastics or whatever. So be relatable. Oh, hold on, sorry guys. Okay, sorry. So don't just X off and give up if they give you an objection. You want to overcome it, you want to relate, you want to give an example of how it can work for them. Now also keep in mind who you're talking to, okay? And this is called WIT. This is something Lauren taught me, and it's actually probably from other leaders in the company and probably even outside of Unique, but it's something very important to remember, and it's why it's important to them. You have to know who your audience is. So if you're talking to a stay-at-home mom like myself, I didn't join the company to hit Black Status. I didn't even know what Black Status was. So if my sponsor would have come to me and said, hey girl, you want to join Unique? I'm going to get you to the top of the company and get you Black Status, and I'm going to do this, that, and the other. That wouldn't have worked for me. What she did is she showed me how popular the products were, and she was like, it is so much fun to have these parties. You get to visit with your friends and meet new people. Well, for me, I was like, yes, I need adult interaction. I had a newborn at the time, and I was going crazy. So you have to know who your audience is. Scroll through their Facebook page if it's been a while. Know why it's important to them. I want to make sure I haven't left anything out. Okay, one more thing, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Like Jordan said, voice messages are amazing. I love them. Don't word vomit, but use them. Also, videos. An opportunity video. That is a great way to talk to your possible recruits because they get to see how excited you are. You get to tell them about the opportunity, and it's a lot easier to watch someone than read a big long paragraph. And I'm going to put the link in the comments. Brittany Kaplan has a YouTube video that I want you to all go watch if you want to make opportunity video. In this YouTube video, she talks about the different types of videos, and how it's so important to know your audience and who you're talking to. Because like I said, if someone would have come at me with a video about going to the top, or that's the way they approached it, I wouldn't have even known what they were talking about. I didn't even know what Black Status was until I was like a couple weeks in. So you have to know your audience, and she talks about that in these videos, and it is such a great video to watch. So I'll put it in the comments. One last thing. You have to be confident when you talk to your possible recruits. Do not go at them as if you're bothering, like, hey, would you mind to talk? Can we talk? Be confident. You are offering them an opportunity that could change their lives. You are not bothering them. This is one of the most amazing things that has happened to me, Unique. Not telling my friends would be a disservice. So I never go at someone as if I'm bothering them, ever. So don't be scared to offer someone the opportunity. Be confident in yourself and in your company. Younique is amazing. So just remember, if you're going to hear no, but bounce back, come back with them, relate with them, and don't get discouraged. I'm going to put that link in the chat real quick, and then I'm going to end this. I'll give it to Jennifer and Jordan so they can share it with their teams as well. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in. We will get the recording in the team pages, and I hope this was helpful. Bye, you guys.